in my head won't stop working, and all I wanted was for you to feel at home. All you need is right in front of you. Don't forget that when you go, you can't come back. Yada, 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 yada.
Do it yourself. Those are 3 words I hold near and dear to my heart. The DIY mentality has its roots in the early punk rock scene, and in drinking culture, there is nothing more punk rock, nothing that exemplifies the DIY mentality more than homebrewing. While punk rock bands in the 70s and 80s created killer music out of their bedrooms and basements, homebrewers of today are cooking up killer beer out of their driveways and garages. Now let me make one thing clear. I am not a homebrewer. I've tried homebrewing, I sucked at it, the beer I made was terrible. These guys, however, they are homebrewers, really good homebrewers. These guys are part of the homebrewing club Brew Haven, and today I'm hanging out in Wallingford during one of their brew days. A brew day is when members of the club get together in one location, brew some killer beer, share recipes and ideas, and of course, drink a little. Okay, who am I kidding? There's a lot of drinking. But that's not what it's all about. At its core, Brew Haven is a bunch of like-minded folks coming together and sharing their passion for brewing beer. And the beer they make, it is freaking good. Like, really good. Now, I am admittedly a bit ignorant when it comes to the homebrew community. I don't know much about it. That's why I was interested in hanging out with Brew Haven for a brew day. Not only did I think it would be a lot of fun to hang out with cool people and drink beer all day, but I actually thought it might be, dare I say, educational. This particular brew day is happening at this dude's house. This is Bill Steinbacher. He's a buddy of mine and he brews amazing beer. In 2016, he was the homebrew winner at the Freedom Fest competition in Shelton, Connecticut. If there is ever a person to talk to about the world of homebrewing, Bill's a pretty good choice. What was it about homebrewing that was appealing to you?
It's mainly the creation process. Just being able to create something and have people enjoy it. I really only drink a small percentage of the beer that I brew. Most of my beer goes out to friends, goes out to festivals, stuff like that. I just like having other people enjoy that beer, give me that feedback on something that I created, I put work into. So it's really that brew day and the creation process of coming up with a recipe that really drives me. It's kind of like my zen.
That's all she wrote.
It's the only time my brain shuts off and I can just kind of calm down.
You know, we're hanging out here today with like 8 to 10 guys who are brewing in a driveway, hanging out, having a good time. Does the professional community take you guys seriously? Do they respect you in a different way? Are they helpful if you're trying to ask questions and learn a little more?
They do take us seriously, they are helpful, they're embracing of it, and a lot of the home brewers are regulars at a lot of the breweries. So they know the brewers, they know the people that work there, they talk to them, they share their home brews with them, they get feedback from the professional guys. It's definitely a good relationship like that, just like between brewery.
Do you want to move up professionally, or do you want to kind of maintain, you know, this is a hobby, this is something that's just enjoyable for you? Because in a lot of ways, when you take a hobby and turn it into a business, it can kill the hobby for you.
I do have aspirations to expand what I do and possibly do it professionally one day, but I'm also very realistic. I know what goes into it. I know the type of time that goes into it, the type of money that goes into it. So I would love to get there someday, but I'm taking it day by day. It's just a hobby, and if there's a great opportunity that comes my way and the time is right, I'll jump onto something.
What is your favorite thing about this community? What is it that you love about it?
It gives us all a chance to kind of slow down. Nothing else in the world matters. And you see that today. Everyone's out there just having a good time, taking the day slowly. We're here, we're now, and we just enjoy each other's company and creating the art that we're creating.
Everybody's got a hobby, right? Some people collect comics, other people play guitar. These guys, they brew beer, and they are into it. These guys are so into it that I wouldn't be shocked if one of them has Brew Life tattooed on their abs, Tupac style. That is how dedicated they are to what they're doing. The passion Brewhaven has for homebrewing is infectious. I have never brewed a drinkable beer in my life, and even I am inspired by their enthusiasm, their love for what they're doing. But what is it about homebrewing that elicits this passion? Why do these guys spend hours upon hours painstakingly perfecting beers when they could very easily head to the local package store, grab a six-pack, and call it a day? Why do these guys love this so much? What makes them tick? Those are the kind of things I always think about. I love figuring out how people work. I also love eating pizza and drinking beer, so I figured the best way to dive into the homebrew mentality is by ordering the guys a few pies, sitting down and eating, and talking, and of course, drinking. I can totally see the reaction of like the neighbors if they don't know what's going on. They're looking down this driveway and you see a bunch of people with things they're smoking. But what's the reaction of like girlfriends and wives and family to you guys doing this?
A, they hate it. 2, they like drinking it. I mean,
So your wife's not a fan of it?
they love. I mean, my wife loves beer.
My wife hates beer, but she also knows where I am.
Yep.
So it's not like, oh, gee, I have this great expensive hobby, and he's off somewhere.
How much time do you guys spend brewing?
All of it. My wife loves craft beer. She likes the beer that I brew, but it's very time consuming. That's probably the one thing she doesn't like about it.
Absolutely.
With you guys brewing your own beer, do you find yourselves with a more critical eye when you're going to breweries, you're buying stuff off the shelf?
Definitely.
Yeah, we know what it takes to make a good beer, right? It's like, oh, I could make this. So it's like, okay. Or, man, I could never make this beer. This is the most amazing thing I've ever had. How do these guys do it? So that's like where you are, I think, when you're tasting beer, like as a home brewer. But there are a ton of really great breweries, especially in Connecticut, and especially in this area. So I think we're spoiled. There's not a lot of breweries making bad beers because a lot of people are very critical.
So what inspires you guys then? Are you guys going to breweries and trying something and being like, hell, I want to get home and try to make this myself?
There's a lot of breweries which start from home brewers. It's cool and it's also inspiring to us. Like maybe we may not want to actually open a brewery, but to know that, hey, someone took this to the next level, that kind of validates what we do.
This is the first hobby I've ever had that just completely grabbed me, and I've just been totally engulfed with it.
What is it about home brewing that kind of grabs you guys?
You get to make beer and drink it after.
Yeah, do you enjoy cooking?
I'm the opposite of you guys. Like, I've tried home brewing, and I sucked at it, and I said to myself, there's a package store next door. And like you asked me if I like cooking, no, I have Seamless on my phone. I have an app that shows me these people are better at cooking than you are, purchase their food. Nice. So what is it about the creative process?
For me, it's art and it's science, and it's like as complicated or as simple as you want it to be.
It's very rewarding. The end process is beer. And, it may not be what you want, but it's always beer, and it's always good, and it's at your house, and it's a lot cheaper than what you buy.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me out here today. Not everyone has beer in their glass, but we'll do like a halfway cheers.
Yeah, hey.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Latte.
Roast.
Throughout my entire day here, the word people were using to describe homebrewers was the homebrew community. Community is probably the perfect word to describe these guys because, by definition, a community is a feeling of fellowship. It's a group of people with a common attitude, common goals, and interests. That's exactly what these guys are. They come from different backgrounds. They're all different ages. Some work white-collar jobs, some work blue-collar jobs, some are married, some are single, some have children of their own. None of that matters, though. What matters is their passion, a shared passion, a passion for creating their own unique beers. From start to finish, beers they can drink themselves and share with others. All they want to do is brew the best beer they possibly can and help other members of their community do the exact same thing. They're not looking to get rich, they're not looking to get famous. They're looking to brew beer. Because brewing beer, that is what they love.